Hi all, it's Kimberly. Welcome back to the channel. I am about to pull the spread for your reading for the full moon lunar eclipse in Leo. This is a supermoon. This is a big eclipse. So I want you to think back to what you were doing in August of 2016 or the summer of 2016. Because this eclipse completes a 2-year cycle that we began then in the Leo and Aquarius polarity. And we are in that polarity again. So we've got fire and air, right? And we've got this duality, and we also have an opportunity to harmonize. So think back, what were you doing in August 2016? I had just launched the YouTube channel, and I was vlogging, and I had begun that summer to hold support group calls. And in doing that, I recognized that I had some gifts to share. I came more fully into my gifts. I was practicing, and then from that was born my actual business and practice. And so they're asking us to look how far we've come and take stock of that. Also think about what you were trying to let go of at the time, what you were uncertain about that you may have let go of now. That's really important. And I think that you are going to be needing to celebrate yourself, take stock of things, to understand the changes and the shifts that are happening. In the eclipse energy, the shifts are definitely happening. And the reason why is because we're receiving consciousness upgrades. And in addition to all the shifting and upgrading we've already been doing, we have another big swoop of energy and light coming in to pick us back up to the next level. So as always, with any eclipses, there are endings and new beginnings. And for many, you're going to have the culmination of some karmic relationships, fated events, things that need to close up will close up at this time, or will be shown to you that you need to close them up. So we'll talk more about that as we get into these messages. I'm just pulling the cards right now for Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine. For those of you who don't know, I do an extended written forecast. That's all set, ready to go. If you miss it this time, I always repost it on the Facebook page. So facebook.com/spiritualmaterialgirl. And if you want to receive those newsletters in the future, just sign up on my website, and you can scroll to the bottom, enter your email address, and you'll start receiving them. I'll touch on some of the overarching themes in this talk, in this video, but we'll also dig into like the 3D messages, what's coming through for the Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine in the collective, for twin flames and those on the ascension journey. Those of you who are new to the channel, you're just getting familiar with me. I am a soul coach and intuitive advisor, and I help, twin flames and those trying to navigate ascension, navigate it more fluidly, more happily, more joyfully, helping you to clear blocks, work through some of the root issues, integrate, and understand also what's going on in your connections. So there's all sorts of sessions that you can book on the website, workshops, programs, tools, resources. You can work with me one-on-one. So visit spiritualmaterialgirl.com, click on sessions and workshops if you'd like to look into any of those services. If anything I'm saying resonates for you, please hit like or subscribe if you're new. And feel free to share the information or share these videos if they do resonate for you, okay? So still pulling a few cards here. Let's talk about some of the overarching themes. So we are definitely having a reigniting of passions, or igniting of our passions from this Leo energy, this fire energy. And we have been strategizing. We have been thinking about what we want to do. We've been in that Capricorn new moon energy of, okay, it's a new year. I'm going to focus, and we need to keep focusing, okay? Not efforting, not heavy lifting, but keep focusing, because you've got to put in that work, and you've got to stay focused in order to bring things to fruition this year. It doesn't mean, like I said, trying hard, struggling. It's not like that. They want us to just put the investment in, the energy, the time, the dedication. The dedication is big. And so when you're dedicated to what you want to create on your mission, creatively, whatever that may be, the new life, how you envision your world to be, and that takes a bit of dreaming and visualizing, and also practical steps. So they want us to be doing both. But in addition to that, we're going to get a boost, like a supercharge of energy. And this is like life force energy. This is connected to our solar plexus, our heart, what makes us tick. We're going to feel more confident after this eclipse or during this eclipse. But for many during the eclipse, it's going to be like, woo, because you're going to receive information. Things are going to come to light. Things that maybe needed to end, or that need to complete, or maybe some ways that you've been doing things that haven't been working are going to come to light. There may even be information that kind of pops up and surprises you. So I do feel like, though, after this period, we're emerging with more confidence, more strength, more courage to take the action that we need to take, and fueled with that life force energy, and fueled with the way that we've been laying the behind the scenes groundwork for setting up our new life. We're going to be golden to move forward, and the universe will rise up to meet us come March, meaning, opportunities and things, doors opening, and really cool things are going to start happening. So this is the hard work. This is where you put in the time, where you put in the energy. This is where you see the things that the final things that you need to let go of, where you recognize, what action steps you need to take, where you're still taking the practical steps, but you use the energy to help you. And then come February, you're taking action towards the new beginning. In March, it's like universe is rising up to meet you in some way. Some of you will be on a little bit of a slower timeline because you're recognizing things right now. And then come like July, August, through the next set of eclipses, you'll be taking more action then. That's just for maybe like 10% of you. The other majority of you are moving forward through February, March in a huge way. So this eclipse is pivotal for everyone. And when I say pivotal, I mean it really is pivotal, because it's helping us with these shifts. And you have to trust that it's all in divine order, okay? That everything that's coming up is in divine order. Now, think about the polarity of Leo and Aquarius. Moon in Leo, Sun in Aquarius for this eclipse and this full moon. So what does that mean? That means we've got fire, we've got passion, we've got spontaneity, emotions, right? And emotions are going to run high. And then we also have the duality of practicality, the intelligent mind, being more grounded, being more rooted in our mental body rather than our emotional body. And that's all what the Aquarius represents. And so when you have those two signs opposing, those two forces opposing, it can create rebellion. It can create discord. It can create friction. So we want you to harmonize through this period. And there is a way that you can balance and harmonize during this period, but you have to be mindful of some of the things we're going to be talking about. In order to do that, we want you to have peace, not conflict. We want you to find balance and not feel like it's going from extreme to extreme. And we want you to feel like things are harmonious and not that you're entrenched in discord. And you can navigate this period in that way. I'm telling you, you have the ability. You probably just need some insight on how to navigate. So I'm going to try to help you do that, okay? So let's look at what's coming up here. All right, so for the Divine Feminine, we have the Justice card. Okay, and I really get that this is about information that's coming through for you, the way things are working out, the way whatever information is coming through, whatever clarity is being shown to you. They're saying in any way that you feel like, oh, this isn't how I wanted it to go, or wow, this person really did me wrong. I didn't know that was hidden for a long time, or maybe something's going to come through. You're going to see something that's going to be like a dagger in your heart. Know that it's the universe balancing everything, and that it is in divine order. That's what we're supposed to really get from all of this. And the more you relax and trust into this period, this process, the more things will go smoothly for you. And I think they're also saying that there's less you might think that you need to take more action than you actually need to take at this time. And they're saying in many situations, if anything has come up in which you felt like there has been an injustice, you've been victimized, or someone's been manipulating you, or you feel mad or angry, or, you know, anything that comes up that makes you feel fiery towards someone else, don't react is what the message is. They're saying allow it to play out. Observe. Let all the information come to light. The universe will handle it. The things that you need to know will be revealed to you. Trust. Trust that it's in divine order. A lot of times when we find things out and they trigger us, or we feel like that dagger, we want to react. We want to, and they're saying it's going to be much more beneficial for you at this time to not react, to actually hold your communication, not where you're not suppressing your own emotions. We want you to process your emotions, but where you're not communicating it outwardly, not yet, until you have time to sit with it and process it. Because there's a balance you're needing to strike from within before you take action. And the action feels much more direct, composed, like you know your action steps. It's not retaliation. It's not rebellion. It's not, so beware of that, because there could be the tendency to want to go into those triggers. And it's funny because crowning over this is Master Teacher's message about purpose. So they're saying it's not about just your sense of purpose, what you're moving towards, but also like there's a purpose for whatever's coming up at this time. All right. So these could be like little betrayals. It could be just anything that is being illuminated for you that you're like, okay, well, this isn't fair. This doesn't feel fair. And they're saying it will. It's all in divine order. There's a purpose for it. The other connection between these two cards is that by just allowing things to fall into place and allowing the universe to take care of it and staying true to yourself, you stay in alignment with yourself. When we react and we retaliate, if we get really reactive or triggered, we will separate from ourselves. We put our energy with the other person. We put our energy into fear. And the more energy you feed into fear with, or that you're in the fear energy of, you're going to create a further separation with yourself, your purpose, your mission. So they're saying keep your energy on reserve now. Don't give out too much energy to others. It's time for you to hold your energy within you so that you can keep focusing on your path. Your path is paramount. And keep that in mind whenever anything comes up that triggers you during this time, is that's what you need to keep looking towards as the new beginning, the way forward, keeping your energy aligned with you, trusting it's all in divine order, okay? And then underneath this, we have I pulled crystal cards, which are also advice cards, and this is saying rites of passage. So they're also saying that, oh, I have goosebumps, whatever you're going through at this time is sort of like a rite of passage so that you can connect to the next level of your journey. And it's like, you know, this is where we're tying up the karmic lessons. This is where fated events are culminating. This is where we're learning how to reprogram, repattern ourselves so we're not being triggered in the same ways that we've always been triggered or how we've reacted. And so that is a rite of passage. And when you pass that test, sort of it feels like a test, saying, no, I'm going to keep my energy aligned with me. I'm going to keep my composure. I'm going to stay focused on me, keep my energy aligned with my purpose and where I'm going. You'll be rewarded, okay? And this is a rite of passage. So look at these things as blessings, whatever's coming up that feels unfair, unjust, not the way you wanted it to go. In anything anyone else is doing unto you, or any way situations seem to be shaking out that are not in your favor, know that it will resolve. It will swing in your favor. Stay true to yourself, your path, and know that this is just a little challenge along the way to kind of test you. And I really feel like that's great, because you're all going to pass with flying colors. So underneath the bottom of the Ask Your Guides deck, this is the Ask Your Guides deck by Sonia Choquette. I want to bring this up at this time. It is the competition card. So I feel like they're showing us like what could be the product of or sort of the root of why we're getting triggered. And this is like that feeling of not good enough, or feeling like we need to be heard or seen or understood or valued more, and trying to compete or vie. And they're saying like, it's just not going to work at this time. Like, you're going to create more conflict and turmoil. And it's better for you to recognize where you're feeling a sense of competition, where you're feeling a sense of, you know, wanting to win, or wanting to, you know, where you're feeling jealous maybe over something or somebody. Like, they're definitely showing me some of you have like karmics who have like other people in the background, you know, like other karmic relationships, and it's making you mad, it's making you jealous. You might be finding out that someone that you've been with karmically is getting into a new relationship, and that's making you jealous, or feeling like, I'm not good enough, like, why wasn't it me? It could also be that as we focus on our expansion, we're looking around at others and comparing ourselves, and they're seeing like, this is really about your unique imprint in the world, like what you bring to the table, and your path is totally different than the next person's, and that in order to really cultivate all of your wonderful gifts, you've got to begin honoring and appreciating them, and recognizing that this is your unique imprint on the world. How you, whatever you're bringing to the table, whatever you're about to share, whatever you're emerging with this year is unique for you. So when we compare ourselves with others, it drains our energy, it brings us down, it lowers our vibration. And at the root of that is always the core wound of, I'm not good enough, or I'm not lovable. And, you know, I think in that it's important for you to get to the root, to heal that, to go deeper at this time, to really go deeper at this time, to integrate that so that you can move forward without looking at others, aligning your energy with others, without feeling riled, without feeling jealous, without, you know, where you keep your energy in alignment with you. And if you need assistance with that, come to coaching with me, or come for a session so I can help you get back into that alignment, okay? So for the masculine, excuse me, we have the Six of Wands in reverse. So I want to show you that card upright so you can see what it looks like. Okay, and this is really like, this is the masculine doing some massive integration, okay? Remember I said in the last video, which was the January forecast, that that it's not that the masculine is making the changes right now, but he's having the epiphanies, the recognition, the glimmers of, oh, I've got to make some changes. And so that's crowning over this epiphany. And it's the reconciliation of his feminine and masculine, of his dark and light. And we're going to see that he is getting more grounded to being one with all than he has been in years, okay? So what does that mean? That means that masculine, through some egoic tendencies, has been holding himself very separate from the world around him. He's also been grounded in lower vibrational ways of being, behaviors, situations, whatever that is, whether it's karmic situations, jobs, addictions, dependencies, whatever that is. And now I feel like he's getting more healthy. Now he's recognizing the epiphanies are, hey, I'm going to make some changes. I'm going to be making these changes this year. I want to be living my truth. This is that reconciliation of that truth, right? And that divine knowing coming through for him. But there's a lot of that dark light, you know, it's like the two forces of good and evil kind of, you know, playing a tug of war within the masculine. But the best part is that he's hearing his higher self's message. And I think during this period, more of that's going to come through. So what's illuminating for the masculine? This stuff. The stuff that's coming to the forefront of his mind, the glimmers of awakening, this, I need to make some changes. It's being highlighted and illuminated right now for him. And I feel like it's coming through his mental mind. I think emotionally, there's been some tough stuff that he's had to deal with. And with the heightening of those emotions come these realizations, okay? Now, for the crystal advice card is Diopside, which is Mother Earth. And I love that this epiphany is, you know, green, and that we have Mother Earth is green, which can also be heart chakra. But this is like the masculine getting rooted in a new way here on Earth, and the way he moves through life. And this is also what we're seeing with the Six of Wands. This is like connection with all. This is like, feels like getting healthier, leaving the toxic things behind. And so you can actually get these two stones or think about them, these crystals, during this period. Find images online, print them out, or even go and physically order these crystals or buy them if you don't have them already. And know that this represents masculine, or your inner masculine, getting more rooted, one with all, getting into alignment with your higher self and truest path. And then for the feminine, it's like passing through to the new beginning, letting go of what needs to be let go of, going through the final challenges, the final resistance, the final tests, okay? For the combined energy, we have the Five of Cups in reverse. And the Five of Cups is, you know, this is about looking to the new. This is about, okay, not looking at what hasn't worked. We want to look at how far we've come. And I think for the masculine, he's beating himself up a little bit more about this. And there's a little bit more of an internal process that's taking place for the masculine to move forward. Whereas I feel like the feminine has completed a lot of that. And now this is about letting go of any injustices, any hurts, anything that hasn't worked out, and trusting that it's in divine order. You might be questioning things right now, like, why didn't that work out for me? Or why don't I have what everyone else has? Or why am I not further along in my journey? And they're saying, you know, release those questions at this time, trust in the divine order, and know that, like, you're moving into a time where you can, everything you desire can be. And trust that you were not ready until now. And I love that crowning over this is the Akashic Records card, because this is saying faded. It's faded. Everything has played out exactly as it's supposed to. I have goosebumps again. I don't know if you can see my hair standing up, but everything's playing out exactly as it's supposed to. This also feels like, with the soul contracts that may have just ended or are ending during this phase, that there are new ones coming in to begin. This means, like, you know, for some of you, it will be like a new beginning with your twin flame. And for others of you, it's a meeting of your divine partner. And this could be like a reunion with your true twin. And it's going to be quite serendipitous. It's very faded as well. And whatever we're letting go of karmically, whatever hasn't worked, whatever feels like a hurt or like some grievance, we're on our way to lots of positive things. Focus on the positive, right? Don't let these things, these injustices, pull you down. And for the masculine too, I think he's kind of in the emotions of like, oh, this didn't work out. Why hasn't this worked out for me? Why isn't anything working the way I want it to go? But just having that realization is the thing that creates the change, the up-leveling. And so that's really positive. Let's pull some... Oh, let's look at the bottom of... I haven't even looked. Let's look at the bottom of the tarot deck. So it's a Serenity in reverse. So again, remember, I told you, you get to choose peace at this time. You get to choose it. And you could go with the opposing forces of these polarities, of this Leo Aquarius polarity, and go into conflict and go into triggers and go into reactivity and go into, you know, succumbing to your heightened emotions. Or you can choose the peace. You can choose not to react. You can choose just to observe, to gather your information, to trust, and to line up with, this is all in divine order. Because guess what? Crowning over our entire reading is Archangel Raguel saying everything is how it needs to be right now. Look past the illusion and see the underlying order. Everything that happens during an eclipse period is in divine order. It's propelling you forward. And these are shifts and changes that must be made, and they must be shown to you in order for you to take the necessary steps. So find harmony in that. This is where serenity is going to be really, really important. Finding your center, your peace, your groundedness, your connection to earth, your connection to spirit. Balancing those two things, right? And harmonizing that. We're working on so many things. We're working on harmonizing our inner divine feminine, divine masculine. We're working on harmonizing our material and spiritual worlds, right? We're working on that integration of our dark into our light and really shining our light brighter this year. And with all those opposing forces, I feel like you all are, you know, succeeding and finding this peace and serenity from within, because it's all about alignment with yourself, okay? And if you need help or support, like I said, you can reach out to me. If you feel like you're just not able to find that harmony, you're still struggling, you're still, you know, battling some of this, you don't need to battle it for long. You know, the stuff that we do in soul coaching is so progressive, and we work through your wounds, your struggles, your blocks so quickly, and we help clear the path for you to feel good and feel centered. So don't hesitate to reach out. If it's not me, then reach out to some other reader or healer that can help you and assist you. Don't go it alone, because I think sometimes we say, like, in cycles, like, oh, I'm intuitive, I can, you know, heal myself. But even me, I'm super intuitive. But all healers, all teachers, we need to go to others for guidance too, because when it's dealing with ourselves, we can only see so far, and we often need someone else to be, you know, a gentle mirror and to help us see things that we're not able to see or understand or recognize things. So don't hesitate to reach out. I do feel like whether it's a friend or teacher or healer, whomever that may be, trusted people that have the tools for you are going to be important during this time, okay? So I'm going to pull some of the, oh no, wait, we didn't look under the combined energy collective is the Hierophant. And this is really about you mastering that spiritual knowing. And, you know, this again is 3D illusion. This is like the 3D illusion. Oh, I'm looking at what's not worked out. And this is where they're saying, yeah, but underneath it, you are the master. You are mastering your manifestation power. You're mastering this balance between spiritual and physical. You know there's a higher purpose. You really do know. You really do trust in the dreams that you're having and the messages you're receiving. And you really do know that all the power is in your hand and within you, all the resources, everything you need, and you do know and trust in the divine order. It's just that when we have fear programming and unresolved wounds, they come in and they shake up that divine knowing. And I feel like, especially for the feminine, is getting much more connected to this strength, this power. And also it's a courage to shine that light, to show that spirituality, to show that knowing. It feels like this sense of not needing to have logical proof or logical, like, for instance, like at this time, it feels like if someone were to, in the collective, were to go and make a decision like, hey, I want to leave this relationship, or hey, I want to leave this job. And the person said, well, why? You know, like, I don't understand. Or the boss said, well, I don't understand why you want to leave. It would almost be like the feminine would just say, because I just know. Because I just know it's time to do that. And she's trusting herself. And I feel like this is for the masculine too. It's your inner feminine that's coming through with these epiphanies that are tugging at you, so that you do trust in them and you're listening, you're tapped into that energy. So know that all the resources are within you. Trust your spiritual knowing. Trust that. Trust that the power is in your hands. Trust that there's no need to justify or explain. There's nothing more you need to do than just trust your knowing. Okay? So let me pull some like clarifier advice cards for masculine, feminine from this is Christina Georgieva's deck, lilwanderer.com. And I love these little cards. They're nice and like laminated, glossy, so it's like easy to shuffle, and plus they're little and I have little hands, so it's like, I just love them. Thank you, Christina. Okay, so Okay, so let's see what the advice is. Further clarification for feminine. Abundance. So this is on its way for you. This is about, you know, what you're going to be receiving as the rewards of just trusting, letting things play out, taking the steps forward that you need to take without justifying, without being triggered, without wasting useless energy. Boom, universe is rewarding you. Everything's going to be flowing towards you. You are going to have a magnificent new beginning. And remember, there's purpose. And I wanted to point out, too, that this purpose card is a 38, which is 11. Can you guys see that? And look at the colors here. See how the purple and purple is all connected. That you're following your truth, and then the universe is rewarding you. And you know, I feel like the universe is giving back to you. You're receiving the rewards of, you know, like passing this test, this rite of passage. Okay, look at all this purple here. This is very healing. And I feel like it's really a positive message for the feminine. But this is a time where you will be tested in how you master yourself and master how you move through these situations. And for the masculine, we have self-worth. So, interesting because, again, we're talking about this reconciling dark and light, you know, what's been working, what's been not. We're talking about good and evil. We're talking about all of these things. And this is like, I think one of the things that the masculine has feared facing is his lack of self-love and his lack of, you know, self-worth. And through attaching to outward things, people, addictions, tendencies, cycles, like lower vibrational things, he's been able to distract himself from going to this healing, from going into this alignment. But yet at the root, at the core, he does know his worth. And that is coming through loud and clear right now. Like, hey, it's like the masculine saying, hey, dude, you're worth more. You've got to start acting that way. You've got to start aligning with things that reflect this worth. And this goes way, way back for masculine to the abandonment wound and to, you know, how he learned to mask some of his hurts and wounds, and also how he has maybe falsely aligned with a version of love or approval, or where he's attached to egoic sort of values rather than his true values. And I do feel like that's shifting for him. So self-worth is always about going back to what are our values? What are we worth? What's the dollar amount we could put on our own head? But we need to know our values in order to get into alignment with this and start acting in alignment with it. And I think one of the things that the masculine's realizing is that, oh, I haven't been acting in alignment with my values. I have been putting on the facade like I have. I've been thinking that I have been tricking myself into, but the truth is that I can get into alignment now. I can actually walk in line with this, and it's okay. And I love that for the masculine. And then the bottom of this deck is goals. Okay. And I think for the twins, this is a period of each individually coming into their own, knowing the path forward for each of them, having the epiphanies, lining up with ourselves completely. And in that, we set new goals. We have new hopes and dreams that are born because the possibilities become bigger. They become broader. This is about, you know, the masculine setting new goals and feeling like, wow, I don't have to stay stuck in those cycles. There's more hope. I can dream. And for the feminine, she knows like how powerful she is, and it's time to start moving towards that, acting towards it, moving towards it. And I feel like for everyone, as you take these steps, you'll be rewarded this year. And as you really step up, oh, look at the cut on this is what happens. Sorry, you guys, how ugly that is. This is what happens in the Northeast when it's really cold out and you still wear gloves, but your finger still splits anyhow. Okay. So, yeah, like a killer cut from my thumb being dry. But the goals of, you know, being in alignment and everything coming to fruition the second half of the year. That's what it feels like. So you might be setting goals during this eclipse period that you're going to really reap the rewards of come July and August. That quickly, okay? Believe me when I say, you will see. You will see. Seeing is believing, and it's going to come so quick. It'll be here before you know it. So put the work in, stay true to yourself, listen to those messages, trust in the divine order. And I'll leave you with that. Make sure you sign up for that newsletter. I think you're not going to want to miss reading that, or check it out on the Facebook page when I repost it. I love you guys. Be well. Happy lunar eclipse. Happy full moon. Mwah. Bye.